grinding every day. Long hours, no backup, no accountability. That ends now. The Empower Solopreneur Mastermind gives you one simple advantage: a weekly power session that turns isolation into domination. Every Friday morning on Zoom, you'll get real coaching and real feedback to make real moves. Join a group of driven professionals in a program designed for solopreneurs and people working at home. Stop getting stuck. Start scaling. Seats are limited. Lock in yours today at modernobserver.com/empower-mastermind.
Naval escorts through the Strait of Hormuz. Progressives propose a national wealth tax. Representative Jasmine Crockett out of a job, and more. Welcome to the Raw Naked Truth. I'm your host, Eric Lopkin, and here's the news you need to know. President Trump said the Navy will begin escorting tankers through the Strait of Hormuz as soon as possible if necessary, and ordered the U.S. Development Finance Corporation to provide political risk insurance for all maritime trade through the Gulf. Meanwhile, Israeli missiles struck the Assembly of Experts building while Iranian clerics were reportedly counting votes to replace Supreme Leader Khamenei in an effort aimed at preventing the regime from reconstituting its leadership. The assembly selected Mujtaba Khamenei, the late Supreme Leader's son, as his replacement, according to opposition outlet Iran International. The report has not been confirmed by Iranian state media. Experts predict the role will be largely ceremonial. Iran struck U.S. embassies in Saudi Arabia and Kuwait and a U.S. consulate in Dubai with drones. They also launched missiles at Israel, prompting the State Department to shutter all three embassies and order evacuations from 6 Gulf nations. Progressive lawmakers Senator Bernie Sanders and Representative Khanna are targeting the billionaire class with a massive new tax proposal that seeks to seize trillions from the nation's wealthiest individuals to fund a sweeping government spending spree. Announced Monday, the Make Billionaires Pay Their Fair Share Act targets 938 individuals, including titans like Elon Musk and Jeff Bezos, for an estimated $4.4 trillion over the next decade, a move Sanders claims is necessary to fix a corrupt tax code that has seen wealth redistributed from the bottom 90% to the top 1%. At a time of unprecedented income and wealth inequality, this legislation demands that the billionaire class in America finally pay their fair share of taxes so that we can create an economy that works for all of us, not just the 1%, Sanders said in a press release. We can no longer tolerate a corrupt tax code that enables billionaires to pay a lower tax rate than the average worker. The bill is expected to fail. James Talarico won the Texas Senate Democratic primary, putting squad member Jasmine Crockett out of a job. Talarico, a 36-year-old state representative, defeated Crockett to become the Democratic nominee for U.S. Senate in November's midterm elections. On the Republican side, incumbent Senator John Cornyn and Attorney General Ken Paxton are headed for a runoff in May, since neither eclipsed 50% in yesterday's vote. The winner will square off against Talarico in what's likely to be one of the most closely watched races of the midterms. The Trump administration is assembling a criminal indictment of Nicolas Maduro's successor, Delcy Rodríguez, including corruption and money laundering charges, Reuters reported yesterday. Sources familiar with the matter say the move aims to bolster leverage with Venezuela following the January ouster of former President Maduro. Apple on Tuesday rolled out new MacBook Pro and MacBook Air models with its latest M5 chips, along with an updated Studio Display lineup in its biggest Mac refresh in more than a year. The push gives Apple a fresh shot at reviving Mac demand while making a broader case that more AI work will move onto the device itself, not just the cloud. The announcements come at a critical moment for Apple's Mac business, which saw sales drop nearly 7% to $8.39 billion during the holiday quarter, falling well short of analyst expectations of nearly $9 billion. These new machines are meant to get people to upgrade, especially users still hanging on to older Intel era systems or early M series devices. That's the Raw Naked Truth for March 4th, 2026. You can catch every episode of the Raw Naked Truth Daily News Brief, as well as our sister podcast, Carnivore Radio, with news analysis and commentary, and the rest of the Xvadio Podcast Network at xvadio.com, the Apple Podcast app, YouTube, Rumble, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Audible, Amazon Music, and other platforms that respect freedom of speech. We'll see you next time.